Alright guys, as the title says, I have a little bit of news. It's not bad news. I clickbaited you. I don't normally do that, but I figured it'd be fun. If you look down in the description, there's a link to a website called 208 Concepts. That's my latest venture. And I'm recording this on the webcam because I need my hands free, and that's hard to do with a phone. I don't have a gimbal yet. It's on the list of things I need to buy. Anyway, without further ado, if you haven't been there yet, let me show you a couple things I have on there. Let's start with the big thing. So, you all have seen this before. 2.3 turbo header. This one actually has a tile 38mm wastegate with excellent priority. Garrett G-Series V-band flange. The header flanges, a little goofed up. It moved a little bit when I welded it. So that's going to be fun to put on a head. I'll worry about that at a later date though. They're kind of just stuck on there, so the weld should be easy to wash out and reposition. Excuse me. If you watched my last video, you recognize this little guy here. I still need to have these machined in metal, but CNC is expensive, so just the plastic version exists for now. Ecoboost Turbo, it's a used unit. It's mainly the flange that I want to point out. A couple of you have actually purchased these. So, Ford Ranger, gauge holder. On the two-wheel drive manual, or two-wheel drive, and the four-wheel drive manual shift 89 to 97 Rangers, there's a false vent that looks just like this up on the dashboard. This replaces that entirely. Takes a regular 52mm gauge. Now, this is probably the more common one. It looks a little strange, but I also have one that's supposed to be 62mm. I may need to take it out to 63 because the last one I printed was pretty snug. But it's recessed. See that? The Innovate gauge looks a little silly in it, but I mean it kind of looks like the one that's in the white truck. This one is designed for AEM gauges. So the bezel sticks out just a little bit, a little proud from the surface, and it actually looks pretty good. I have a 68mm. This one actually has a shipping plug in it because it's going out to a friend of mine in the Midwest. It's a little thin, it's not reinforced on the sides, hence the shipping plug, so it'll actually keep it from getting mangled in the mail, hopefully. You know how USPS is. Yeah, all three of those on the website. Seal driver. It's keyed. Slips over the key on the crank so you don't have to pull it out. The OD of it is exactly right for the front cover. So if you're real anal about having it centered, slip your front cover on, slip this down inside it, bolt it down, torque it down, and then slip this off, put your seal on the shaft, on the crank, and this doubles as a seal driver. You push it in. They're not super tight, so you can actually just use it by hand and, beat on it with your palm. But I've personally struck this with a hammer a couple times, and it's held up fine. It's printed out of ABS, should hold up fantastic, as long as you don't put any solvents on it. These I haven't posted yet. It's a 16mm bar, 3mm hardware. I like Allen screws. They don't strip quite as easy, and they're generally better hardware in my opinion. But designed around a standard GoPro mount, fits a 16mm bar. I got this one clamped on a socket. Yeah, and that socket doesn't turn. I designed these around mine and my wife's recumbent bikes. I can mount a GoPro or a cell phone bracket or what have you. Anything that uses the standard GoPro style clamp. This, some of you have seen. It's for the OBD2 95 to 2001 Lima Ford Ranger engine. And the final one's going to be machined out of aluminum, but this one's printed in PETG. So you can see it's got the O-ring groove. It's cylindrical, obviously. See, 1/2-inch pipe thread for 1/2-inch fittings. Screws on there. What this does is it replaces the factory oil separator underneath the intake with a threaded fitting to make it easier to adapt catch cans to the block for boosted applications or what have you. I don't know what you're building. I would love to know. I enjoy that kind of thing. So if you're building an OBD2 block for racing or street boosted application and you want a catch can and don't feel like modifying the oil separator, let me know. This, some of you will recognize this tool. It's Company 23 valve spring compressor for the dual overhead cam Subarus. Works on EJs and EZs, and apparently it works on like 2JZs and stuff as well. I haven't tried that personally, but good to keep in mind. So this $90 tool didn't come with a tool tray, and it has 3 pieces. I wanted to keep everything together in the toolbox because, I mean, who wouldn't? So the thread bar has a retainer. Let's see. These two aren't retained yet. I may add that to the design. I haven't figured out how yet, but I will. So, snaps in and holds on. Keeps that in place. I mean, that's probably the most likely piece you're going to misplace anyway. Yeah, keeps everything nice and tidy in the toolbox. I did print some keychains. The jump ring is actually a piece of TIG wire. That's all I had laying around. But I've had this one on my keychain for 3 weeks or so, give or take. It's holding up pretty good. I keep my keys on me most of the day, so I mean, if it's surviving in a shop condition, it'd be just fine for daily use. I mean, as long as you don't rip on it real hard, because it is PLA. Right now, I just have this color and a purple to pink. This is a failed print. Purple to pink thermochromic filament. Kind of cool, real fun to play with, but not real practical otherwise. I do have a custom option, so if you want to order a specific color, let me know. I'll get the spool of filament and whip them out. They don't take long to print. I mean, it takes like an hour to print 6 of them with ironing, and you can see how smooth that is compared to a normal 3D print. So they're not bad. So here we are on the website. I mean, you can see I got a slideshow going here displaying a couple different things. So this is made by a guy in Kennewick, Washington. It's a 13B to BMW DCT transmission adapter. Don't know which transmission specifically. You'll have to ask him. Swag, just the keychains for now. There's the thermochromic. Auto parts. You got the adapter, Ecoboost V-band flanges, as well as the downpipe kit. That is a little ways off. I need to have the flanges made first, and then I need to talk to somebody that can bend pipe for me. I have some ideas that I want to do with the downpipes that drawing a blank here. Multiple pieces aren't real conducive to. So look forward to that. I'm hoping to have pictures of those soon-ish, hopefully. You got the header and the block breather. Currently having some supply issues with the aluminum part, so I need to talk to a couple other machine shops and have them done. 3D prints, you got the gauge holder and the two tools, and then the keychains if you go up to the root directory. Now, clothing. These are made by my lovely wife. The hats are hand crocheted, available in any color you want, with or without the pom-pom. So if you look at this picture here, you see the pom-pom. If it comes to it, I may have to order a bunch from Amazon so we can get the colors we want. Apparently the craft stores here don't keep them in stock, so that sucks. But yes, there are some other colors and options on the way. A couple different styles. So you get to pick a pom-pom color, pick a yarn color. This one was special. She actually made this for her niece for her birthday, and she loved it. Mother's Day is coming up real quick. If you want to get your mom something, you know, I guess it wouldn't really be from the heart because you didn't make it, but you know, it is a handmade good made by a arguably very small company because I literally just started this. But yeah, if you feel like supporting a friend and don't feel like buying any of the expensive car parts, you have these, and you have some scrunchies. Now, these I'm actually trying to locate still. My wife had a bag of them. Apparently they fell out of her craft bag at some point, and we're not sure where they're at. But they're pretty cool. Same thing with the hats. If you want to get your spouse or your mother or your niece or whatever something they can wear while you spend money on car parts, or not, I mean, or just supporting a small company, this is a good option. So, let me switch back to the camera. So I don't appear on camera very often. I apologize for the clickbait title, but I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm at 328 subscribers now, so it's growing slowly, but could always use some more exposure. And clickbait seems to work. So, here we are. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here. That'd be awesome. See if we can't break 1,000 before the end of the year, hopefully. I would really love to use the community tab, but Google has it behind a subscriber wall, of course. Check out the description below. It'll point you to my Patreon account, Facebook, Instagram, and there's actually an Indiegogo campaign going for the V-band flanges. So if you want to support that, that's where you can find that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.